Today I'm going to share something very, very special with you. The other day I was bored, as per usual, and so I decided to download Wattpad again. Now, for those of you who don't know, Wattpad is an app which was basically known for fan fiction, particularly in like 2014, 2013, 2015, around that time. Wattpad was very popular because people would write fan fiction and upload it to Wattpad and it would literally go viral. A lot of you probably know the book After, which was originally a One Direction fan fiction on Wattpad. Was super successful, has like I think almost like 1 billion reads or something, and then it got turned into a movie. So clearly this app has a lot of power. Also, The Kissing Booth was a Wattpad book, and Wattpad was just a big part of my life. When I was like 14. I was an avid reader of fan fiction. It's kind of what got me into books. Before Wattpad, I was like the type of person who like only read John Green books. No hate, John Green books are great, but there's so much more out there. Once I started reading fan fiction and realized that I liked to read about sex, my world kind of just opened up. Fan fiction was my life for like a good 2 years. It had a very big impact on how I viewed boys at that time, and honestly in the end it kept me away from boys because my expectations became so high. So I would just like to thank fan fiction for that. Anyways, I downloaded Wattpad and I went on my old account, which is under a fake name, so don't even try it. And I saw something. I saw a book that I wrote when I was 14. Now let me just give you a little backstory for when I was 14. I was really into fan fiction, like I said. Once I read like every single good fan fiction there was on Wattpad, I kind of started wanting to venture off into the world of actual books. So I read the entire 50 Shades of Grey series my freshman year of high school, and it changed me. I would literally walk in the hallways of high school as a 14-year-old freshman reading 50 Shades of Grey. I was the ultimate fan. Now I think all my fellow readers, lovers of books out there can relate when I say sometimes you just want to write your own book. Sometimes you're reading a book and you want something to happen and it doesn't happen the way you want it to, and then you're like, I could write this so much better, even when you're a 14-year-old girl who doesn't know how to write about love. So I wrote a book, but it's only 7 chapters because I gave up. And when I downloaded this app the other day, I went on and I saw it and I just about died. I was reading it and I was just thinking, I have to make a video out of this. But who just wants to sit and watch me read? That's boring. So I bought a green screen and I figured I'm going to act my book that I wrote when I was 14 years old out. That is what we're doing today. Now, before we jump in, I would just like to say a little disclaimer that the way that I wrote these characters is not good. My book tastes have changed drastically since I was 14. I used to only be into like bad boy, good girl, borderline abusive relationship. I don't know why I was so into that. Now I just read about like fantasy and murder. If I were to read something like this now, I would just be like, this is so fucking bad. With that said, we're just gonna hop right in and start reading my story called Give Me Love, which I totally named based off of the Ed Sheeran song Give Me Love because it was my favorite song at the time. Yes, I was a basic white girl who liked John Green and Ed Sheeran. Before we jump into the book, I want to read you guys the summary that I wrote. There's no sex in this because I didn't get that far, but I'm kind of glad there isn't because I was 14, so. What does it feel like to fall in love? Not just any love. A love so deep, it's overwhelming and you find yourself holding your breath when you think about the person. A love so strong, it'll physically make your body ache. A love so sudden, you're unaware that you're even in it. Olivia didn't believe in that. As a matter of fact, she didn't believe in much. Her focus was on getting through her last year of high school and then moving to the city with her best friend. The idea of falling asleep to cars driving by was always comforting to her. But suddenly, her thoughts and beliefs come crashing down and she finds herself with a new mindset, all because of a certain someone who everyone seems to adore. And despite Olivia's constant attempts to rid her mind of him, she can't seem to ignore him. Maybe it's because he won't let her. 14-year-old me writing about love when I literally had no idea what love even was. I still don't, but like I have a better, we're just gonna start. This is the first chapter. It is called School Hallways. Walking down the hallways is one of my least favorite things to do. I mean, for one, why would I be excited about starting a new class period? And also, you're bound to get pushed around by the discourteous savages who have to get to their friend or boyfriend or girlfriend before class starts. And also, Sophia, are you listening to me? My best friend Ava intrudes, breaking my train of thought. Yes, I lie. I never listen to her rants about society. They're boring and I have better things to fill my mind with. You're lying to me, she whines. Ava, I've told you 1,001 times about how much I do not care about how wrong society is and how messed up people are. I know that, I say. Damn, my feelings are hurt. I look at her and smile at the fake hurt face she's making. That's how we are. I can be rude to her and she knows I don't really mean it. But anyways, I wasn't even talking about society. I was talking about our new math teacher. Literally everyone has been saying how beautiful he is and how young and tall. And I just thought I'd let you know, that's all. I didn't hear anything about a new teacher, I say confused. That's because you tune everyone out. I can't argue with that. I knowingly smile at her. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I just wrote about some like random stuff that doesn't even matter. Being seniors, me and Ava both drive, but we don't come to school together. She has track after school and I have work, so we go our separate ways. First of all, I was a freshman, so I didn't drive. Also, my best friend did have track after school, which is funny. I'll come over tonight, she asks as I walk to my car. I wish. I have this stupid dinner my mom is making me go to for her work. Tomorrow? Sounds good. I'll text you, she yells, at least 20 feet away from me now. Oh, she yells. Whatever. I get into my freezing cold car, turn the heat all the way up, and drive to Raymond's Grill, the restaurant where I work. Then she goes to her work shift, boring. Then she goes home. She gets ready for this dinner that she has to go to with her mom. Me and my mom leave for the dinner at 7:56. On the car ride there, she asks me about my day, and I ask her about hers. And I tell her stories, and she tells me stories. When we get there, the sky is totally dark from the outside, and the restaurant looks beautiful. We walk in and I immediately smell seafood. Ew, was anyone like grossed out by the smell of seafood? We're quickly brought to a giant table in the back where like 30 people are seated. I look around and don't see anyone relatively young. My mom looks over to her friends and I take a seat. Yep, this is gonna be a long night of wishing I was home watching Netflix. Nothing's changed. Sophia! I hear my name and instinctually turn my head to see my mom's best friend, Ellen. Instinctually turn my head? Is it an instinct to turn your head when someone calls your name? No. It's a reflex. Is it? I don't know. I like how I just haven't gotten any smarter since I wrote this. Aunt Ellen, I didn't know you were gonna be here. I pull her in for a hug, smiling. Yes, well, Tessie's at her friend's and Connor's with his friends, so I figured I'd come considering I never go to these. She laughs and I let out a small laugh as well. Oh, that's right. You have to meet Chase. She seems very excited about this, and I'm not sure why. Chase, I ask. He's Danny's son. Liv, he's the sweetest boy. You'll love him. He's just so adorable. She tells me and I fake excitement. Can't wait, I say, sitting back down. Sweetest boy? As in little boy? Why would I be so excited to meet a little boy? So I can babysit him? Okay, maybe I can make friends with a kid and he can make this somewhat less unbearable. Chase! I hear a few voices. I can't. Chase! I hear a few voices exclaim and turn my head. I see someone standing by the doorway and he's wearing a very expensive suit. He's tall, he has dark brown hair, he is gorgeous, and he is absolutely, positively not a little boy. This is the author's note, I just have to read it to you guys. So this is my first book ever on Wattpad. I already have a lot written of this story and I'm so excited to share it. I've been on Wattpad for years and I finally have the courage to write and publish my own stuff. I hope anyone who reads this likes it, and even if nobody reads it, I'll keep it up. She's so cute, I miss her. If only 14-year-old me knew that she'd be reading this for a YouTube video. No one ever read this. I was on Wattpad for like a few years and I think it got like 50 reads, so I guess I'm getting them now. Chapter 2. You're famous. I bite my lip as I stare at this very attractive person in front of me. He looks about my age, maybe a little older. I watch as the adults make their way over to him. What's so special about this boy, and why do they all know him? I'm so confused. My mom appears behind me. Who is he? I ask her curiously. Danny's son. Danny is my mother's boss. He's very smart and very talented. Also very popular. I can't, this is so bad. He's very smart and very talented. Also very popular with the ladies. Of all ages. She raises her eyebrows while looking at the guy and I stare at her puzzled. I look away from her and when I turn my head, he's glancing at me as he speaks with a middle-aged group of people. Mainly women. I feel flustered suddenly. Why are they all so interested in what he has to say? Maybe because he's so good looking. I haven't even noticed the fact that my mom disappeared to go talk to someone else. Ellen walks over to me and Chase looks away. The women are laughing. Why are they laughing? He's laughing too and his smile is just as appealing as his face. That's Chase, she says excitedly. I figured. I told him about you. He said he'd like to meet you. Maybe when he isn't surrounded by older women. She rolls her eyes. Maybe that's why he was staring at me. Ellen is always trying to set me up with someone. How does everyone know him? Like the older women, I ask, curious. Ever since he got out of high school, Danny told me he's been with older women. I guess it got around the office. I mean, if I had the chance to. She pauses, flushed. I've heard things about him. Things he can do. You mean like, she nods, not allowing me to finish my sentence, thankfully. How old is he? I ask. 20. He's in his second year of college. The boy is very smart. Also, 20-year-old boys... The boy is very smart. The boy is very smart. He works with his father and supposedly has the ability to charm the hell out of you. That's part of the reason he works with his dad, he's just so successful. Ellen explains, giving me more information on him. Didn't need to add that in. Obviously she's giving you more information on him. So he's here because he's part of the family business, Ellen explains. Okay, so I doubt this Chase person will have any interest in me. Who cares anyways? I get the sudden urge to pee, so I excuse myself. Get ready guys, it's coming up, they're about to meet. On my way back from the bathroom, I stop at the bar. The bartender is a young gentleman who looks in his early 20s. What can I get for the pretty lady? He smiles at me. He has a lovely smile. A Shirley Temple, no alcohol. I give him a smile and his eyebrows furrow. A little kid's drink? He laughs. Precisely, I reply. So stupid. He makes the drink and places it in front of me. I drink it happily, reminded of my childhood. Two girls stumble over to the bar and the bartender stops eyeing me to go ask them what they want. I roll my eyes at him. Men. Sophia? It's so funny because her name literally changes to Olivia halfway through the book and I just didn't even go back and edit it. Sophia? I hear a deep voice from behind me, making me jump and nearly spit my drink out. I turn around to see the infamous Chase. And to my surprise, he's even better looking close up. Okay, wait, this is the best part. And to my surprise, he's even better looking close up. My stomach flutters. To my surprise. I put the phrase, to my surprise, in 2 sentences right next to each other. Why is he talking to me? Yes, I answer quietly, baffled. He takes a seat beside me, politely smiling at me. Ellen told me to introduce myself. Chase Kalin. Chase Kalin. What a name. He also changes to Nick, which is weird because my brother's best friend's name is Nick, but I didn't really know him at the time, so whatever. He holds out his hand for me to take and I place my small one in his huge one, shaking it. How formal. He's very businesslike. I know, is the only thing I say. So he's talking to me because of Ellen. Oh. Do you? He says playfully despite his very formal introduction. You're quite famous. I take a sip of my drink through the straw and his eyes watch my mouth as I do so. Okay, that's kind of hot. It makes me nervous, which is odd considering I'm usually very relaxed when I talk to strangers. Okay. What? He motions at the bartender and tells him a drink that I don't quite catch. The bartender quickly makes it and soon a glass filled with brown liquid and ice is placed in front of him. He's only 20? I just know a lot of people. I sort of have to. He finally responds, taking a sip from his drink. I feel intimidated under his constant stare. I wonder what he's thinking. So, you're in high school still? He asks me and I feel like I'm having a conversation with an adult twice my age. Why is he making me feel so young? He's only 2 years older than me. I am, I respond callously. I heard you're into older women, I blurt out. I don't know why, I just do. He chuckles briefly, looking up at me. My face remains impassive. I like to associate myself with people of the same mindset as me. Not usually people my own age, or younger. He leans into me. I have a very unique mindset. He nearly whispers. What? What? If associate is what you like to call it, the words leave my mouth. He angers me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's his cockiness. I could just tell how pleased he is with himself. I find him smiling at me, eyebrows raised. Are you referring to sex? He blatantly says, the smile still on his face. My eyes widen involuntarily at his bluntness. I sense a bit of sexual tension in you. You know, I could help with that. He tilts his head to the side and my mouth opens. Who does he think he is? And why did I ever think he was formal? I don't think I meet the age requirement, I say, standing up and walking away from the amused yet surprised expression left on his face. I inwardly high-five myself. Something about that conversation made me feel alive, worked up, angry. I don't know, but I leave the bar with a newfound confidence. How unexpected. Maybe this night won't be so boring after all. And that's where the story ends. I'm kidding, there's lots more left. We're only getting started. This next chapter is called Curiosity Killed the Cat. I take a seat at the very large table next to my mom. She's wrapped up in a conversation she probably doesn't want to be in. My eyes wander around the room to see if he's followed me in. Looking for me? I hear his voice next to my ear and I turn around to face him. No, is all I can say, as I can't find any words with him staring at me like he is. I want to smack that smile right off his perfect little face. He walks gracefully around the table and takes a seat directly across from me, eyes on me the whole time. I try to look away from him, uncomfortable under his gaze. My blood boils and I want to scream. Why is he pissing me off so much? Ugh! Because you want to him. The waiters make their way around the table once everyone is seated and take everyone's order. I look over at him and he's still looking at me. What the heck? I shift uncomfortably. He smirks at me. I want to slap the smile off his face once again. What is that, like the third time she said she wanted to slap him? Jesus. The image makes me smile and his eyebrows furrow in confusion. He probably thinks I'm smiling at him, arrogant little bastard. The person sitting beside me, one of my mom's coworkers, starts a conversation with me, but I have a hard time listening due to our constant staring contest. He starts a conversation with someone as well, but he keeps his main focus on me. Why? Is this his way of flirting with me? Why would he be flirting with me? I thought he liked older women. His words echo in my mind. I like to associate myself with people of the same mindset as me. What does that even mean? Same mindset. Does he like rough sex or something? The thought makes my skin prick. I'm too young for his mindset anyway, so I have nothing to worry about. God, he's just a boy or a man, whatever. I finally look over at him once more and see he's talking to Linda. Me and my mom find her repulsive and I roll my eyes. Of course he'd be talking to her. She is fake from her boobs to her hair. Oh my God. She's also a gigantic bitch who tries to get my mom fired for no apparent reason. Probably jealousy. I see her laugh at something Chase says and I roll my eyes. They're flirting. I wonder if they've had sex. Chase has probably had sex with so many women. I cringe at the thought. I would never seek interest in someone like him. This whole situation is making my skin prick and I want to leave. Dude, she's so annoying. Like, shut up. I decide to absorb myself in a conversation with my mom, who doesn't seem to be all that miserable. I refuse to let myself glance over at Nick. His name is now changed to Nick because in all honesty, he's irrelevant to my life. Suddenly, someone taps their fork on their glass, grabbing everyone's attention. I look up to see Danny and his son standing with smiles on their faces. I glance over at Linda, who's smiling up at Nick. Gross. I would just like to start by saying thank you to everyone who has taken the time to come out tonight, Danny begins. Danny is a very nice, very good looking man. My mom dated him for a bit, but it didn't work out now, so they're just good friends. I would like to think of this dinner as a celebratory dinner. You may be wondering what we are celebrating. Nick, would you like to do the honors? Danny looks over at his son and Nick nods with a small smile on his face. Despite him, his face is something I don't mind looking at. Oh, the classic trope of a guy who is an asshole, but it's okay because he's good looking. I am extremely pleased to announce that we will be expanding blue tech incorporations globally. I tune him out. I don't care. I literally wrote, I tune him out. I don't care. I think I only wrote that because I didn't know what else to say, because like I don't know how to write about business. When he's done talking, everyone claps and gets up to congratulate Danny and his son and shake their hands. What's the big deal? Oh my gosh, she's such a bitch. Mom, can we leave soon? I ask her. She gives me a sympathetic look. You know I'd like to, but Danny wants me to stay. Oh, and he wants to say hi to you, so please do when you get the chance. I'll be right back, I have to pee. Olivia! I turn around to see Danny, his arms open. How sequential of him. What? I gladly hug him and he smells of expensive cologne. He's a very, very wealthy man, which is part of the reason I want him and my mom to stay together. My whole life, my mom has dated a series of losers. And Danny was the only one I really liked. Danny, it's so nice to see you. Congrats. I smile brightly at him. Thank you, Liv. You look beautiful as always. Her name is now Olivia, not Sophia. Oh, and I've been meaning to tell you that I found you the perfect job. There's this company I own in New York. It's for some magazine and I could get you an internship there once you finish high school. That is, if you want it. He tells me politely and I nearly combust. Just to be clear, he offered her a job for some magazine. Are you kidding me? Of course I want it. I nearly am jumping up and down. I've always wanted to work for a magazine, preferably write articles and have my own section. I watched a lot of Sex and the City and The Devil Wears Prada when I was younger. She just wants to write at a magazine. She doesn't care what kind of magazine it is. It could be a magazine about horses. Danny grins at me and I realize how similar him and Nick look. He just looks a bit older and more mature. He acts it too. Oh my god, she's crushing on the older guy. That's so like me. Now she's with Nick again. Want to take a walk? He asks me out of the blue, surprising me. Okay, I say doubtfully. I don't know why I agree to it, but some fresh air sounds nice. Nick places his hand on my lower back, once again surprising me, and leads me out of the room and out of the hotel lobby. The air outside is cool and refreshing. It feels amazing. What did you mean about the same mindset as you? And if you don't like younger girls, why are you talking to me? Not that I think you're interested in me or anything. I doubt I'll ever see him again since I'm never coming to one of these dinners ever again. And I'm curious. That is none of your business. He shakes his head and I cross my arms and raise my eyebrows at him. And to answer the second part of your very intrusive query, I find you interesting and feisty. His answer surprises me. Well, You don't interest me, I say flat out. Oh, that's a lie. You were curious, therefore you're interested. He takes a step towards me and I roll my eyes so he can see. It's very rude to roll your eyes at someone, Olivia, he says with a straight face, and once again I feel intimidated by him. That is straight up plagiarism from 50 Shades of Grey. He literally spanks her for rolling her eyes at him. That's the point, I mutter under my breath. Looks like you could be taught some manners. I could help with that. He takes another step towards me. This time I take one away from him. I don't know what to say, so I remain silent. Would you like to leave? He asks, and I look up at him very confused. Yes, I would. But not with you, I answer honestly. Something in the back of my mind wants me to say yes, though. Call it curiosity. Not interest. Nope, definitely not interest. Another lie. He's amused. Isn't this your dinner? I ask in disbelief. Exactly. So I can leave when I want to. And I want to leave with you. Oh my god, ew. Ew! He takes one more step closer to me so that I can smell his cologne and body wash. It's delicious. I push that thought to the back of my mind. Well, you can't get everything you want, I simply state, and his face darkens. It's quite scary. I'm not used to that, he half whispers. I can't talk, and I don't want to, because if I do, I will sound like how I feel. Intimidated. He uses a finger to turn my face towards his, and my breathing becomes unsteady. What's happening? Just then, the hotel doors open, and the two girls from the bar come stumbling out, giggling when they see Nick. He's not fazed, his eyes still on my face. I gulp. My mom's gonna wonder where I am. I have to go, I stutter, turning away from him and quickly walking up the steps. I don't dare look back at his face. God knows what he's thinking right now. Then she goes home and she calls her best friend and tells her what's happened. She met this hot guy who literally is the worst. The next morning, I wake up in a bad mood. Why? Because it's that happy time of the month and I'm on my period. Not only that, but due to my busy schedule last night, I forgot to do my stupid current events assignment for biology. I can already tell this day is going to suck. Little does she know. She's gonna suck. Next day. I try my best to make myself look less like The Walking Dead by putting on some concealer and mascara. It does an okay job, and I quickly slip on leggings and a sweater before going downstairs. Morning. My mom is dressed in work clothes. I mumble a response. You okay? She asks me, and I roll my eyes and groan as if to say, no, not really. Oh, I forgot to ask you, did you leave with Danny's son last night? No. Why? My interest is suddenly piqued. Because you both left at the same time, I thought maybe you two hit it off. You know, he's a very sweet boy. Danny's been wanting him to meet you for a while. She explains, and I give her an annoyed look. Well, sorry to disappoint, but we didn't hit it off. In fact, the only thing I hit was his face. In my mind. Several times. I drive to school and pull into the parking lot next to Ava's car. We always walk to first period together since we both have economics. I tap on her car window, startling her. Her loud scream makes me laugh. You know, it's not polite to scare people. She flings her bag around her shoulder. I thought it said bang. She flings her bang around her shoulder. Walking into the school, we make our way to econ. So tell me more about Mr. Dreamy, Ava says, and my eyebrows furrow. I'd rather not ruin my day even further by talking about him. What's so bad about him? She questions me and I shake my head. He's overly confident. You know how much I hate that. Whatever, she rolls her eyes at me. No wonder Nick found it annoying. She is the absolute worst. Why am I still thinking about him? I don't know, this is kind of weird. We take our seats and I bend down to get my pencil and notebook. I search through my bag but can't find my pencil. Why does this always happen? I finally just get down on the floor and start taking out books to try to find my damn pencil, but no luck. I hear Mr. Shore's voice as I'm on the floor. Ava stares at me skeptically. I mouth to her, I can't find my pencil. She silently laughs. Why didn't she offer me a pencil, stupid bitch? Okay, today is gonna be a bit of a different class. We have a guest speaker, a student who I personally taught just a few years ago. Any guesses as to who it is? Let's all give a warm welcome to my good friend, Nick Sanders. His name changed from Chase Kalin to Nick Sanders. When I hear his name, I try to jump up to see, hitting my head hard on the bottom of my desk in the process, falling back down on the floor. The class goes silent and I feel everyone's eyes on me. Shit. Miss Travis, are you all right? I hear Mr. Shore's polite voice. I slowly rise up from the ground, and there he is at the front of the room, staring at me with the faintest smile on his face. I don't even bother to look at Ava, who probably has put two and two together by now. I'm fine. I was just looking for my pencil. I stutter. You can borrow my pencil. I hear the familiar deep voice. Hello, dirty joke. Oh, I would love to borrow your pencil. He walks over to my desk, takes a pencil out of his suit pocket, and glances and places it on my desk, all while giving me a big smile. Thanks, I mutter with I cannot read. I mutter with fake politeness, sitting down. Why the hell is he here? All right, well, Nick, I believe the floor is all yours. Mr. Shores fondly smiles at Nick. I roll my eyes. Actually, the floor was mine just a minute ago. Well, I'd just like to start off by asking, how many of you plan to have a self-owned business or would like to pursue that at some point in your life? His loud voice fills the room and I feel a shiver go up and down my spine. Half the class raises their hands. Really? Good. Now let me just say one thing. There is a huge difference between an entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur. What a line. Honestly, what a line. He takes a few steps forward and briefly makes eye contact with me. I shift in my seat. He takes a seat on Mr. Shore's desk, and Mr. Shore looks happy with this action. Why would the teacher be happy that a man is sitting on his desk? First, you must come up with a plan. You must be prepared and have all your decisions mapped out. He continues, and I can't take my eyes off his mouth. I glance over at Ava, who seems hypnotized as well. As a matter of fact, everyone in the room can't take their eyes off of him. Everything about his appearance is enticing. His expensive suit, his dark wavy hair, the way his long fingers wrap around the dry erase marker. I don't realize I'm biting my lip until I taste blood. What has come over me? He turns around and makes eye contact with me once more. I've always been a hard worker. When I want something, I get it. And I don't take no for an answer. His eyes are fixated on me, and I get an uneasy feeling that his words are meant for me. He continues to speak, and for once, I find myself intrigued. The class erupts into an applause, but I do not clap. Why is everyone so fond of him? What is so good about him? I see the pencil on my desk, his pencil. It's a fancy one of those liquid pencils. What even are those? Is he too good for regular pencils? I throw the stupid pencil in my bag, not having any intention of giving it back to him. When the bell rings, I practically run out of the classroom, Ava running after me. What just happened? That was him? Holy hell, I really want to slap you for not going home with him right now. And that suit, he must be rich. And body, oh my god, I would die to see him naked, all oiled up and enough! I interrupt her. I saw you staring at him, little Miss Innocent. She mocks, and I groan. Whatever, we're not done with this conversation, she says in a sing-song voice, and I make a sharp turn on my way to English to avoid a response. Too sharp, because I slam into someone, dropping my books everywhere and making my papers fly along the floor of the school hallway. Shit, I groan. Today is really not my day. I know the bell is about to ring and I feel like crying as everyone exits the hallway, leaving me alone with my scattered papers. The bell rings and I want to scream. Need some help? I hear the all too familiar, deep, amused voice. Oh my god. No, I blurt, shoving whatever papers that are in my hand in my bag. I feel tears prick at my eyes. Thanks to my period hormones, I'm an emotional wreck. Yes, you do, he politely says, picking up my papers and handing them to me. You have lovely handwriting. Thanks, I reply sarcastically. She is so fucking annoying, I hate her. Why are you here? At my school? I look up at him and I suddenly want to crawl into a dark corner. I was a guest speaker for your class, he states. So it was a coincidence. My voice sounds malevolent, but he doesn't look fazed. I have to get to class. I'm already late, I awkwardly say, trying to get away from his intimidating presence. Wait, I can get you a pass so you won't get in trouble. He motions for me to come with him. I contemplate telling him that I'll be fine, but Miss Taylor is a really strict teacher and I'd rather not have an after-school detention today. Okay, I say uneasily, following him down the hall. So, you used to go here? Yes. His response is abrupt. This is not going well. They've literally said two things to each other. We make a turn and I have no idea where he's leading me to. Silence fills the halls and it's uncomfortable. Why does he make me feel so powerless? Like I can't control myself. We stop in front of the janitor's closet. He opens it, gesturing for me to go in. After you. I look at him skeptically. What exactly are we doing in a supply closet? A deep chuckle emits from his throat. Oh my god. If you think I brought you here to fuck you, think again. His words make my eyes go wide and goosebumps rise on my skin. Okay, what the actual fuck? Who just says things like that? No one. No one says things like that. When I was a student here, me and my friends were always late to class, so we stole all of our teachers' passes and put them in here. I'm pretty sure they're still here. He pulls out a pink passes notepad. Wow. Wow, I speak my thoughts. Who would have thought you were a badass in high school? I joke, trying to lighten the mood. You wouldn't believe half the things I've done. His words sound like they should be taken lightly, but it's the way he says them that baffle me. I've known him for a day and he's already an enigma to me. Blah blah blah, he writes the pass, blah blah blah. Next chapter is called As Fine as Ever. I'm just gonna summarize. She can't stop thinking about him. She doesn't know why she can't stop thinking about him, even though she's clearly attracted to him. She's treating her best friend like shit again. She's a big old bitch. Olivia! I'm pulled out of our conversation by someone calling my name. I turn my head to see Jordan Melbourne walking fast towards me and Ava with a grin on his face. Jordan is, I guess, what you'd call a popular kid. He's our age and fairly attractive. He's certainly no Nick. Hey guys, I wanted to make sure you knew about Matt's. Hey guys, I wanted to make sure you knew about Matt's, he starts. There's a massive party on Friday. Matt lives in the woods, so there's a small chance of it getting busted. It's basically a college party, but seniors from the school are coming. And you two were specifically requested. What do you mean specifically requested? Ava asks before I can. I would just like to point out, at this point, we have no idea what any of the characters look like. All we know is that Nick has brown hair. That's it. None of them have been described. Fast forward to the night of the party. By 10 o'clock, Ava and I are all done up. I let Ava do my makeup as always because she has a natural gift when it comes to things like that. Of course, sometimes she goes a little heavy with the eyeliner, but frankly, I don't mind. Ava has chosen a tight dark blue dress and I've chosen a white skirt with a black top. That's not what you wear to a high school party. Pulling up to the house, there are cars everywhere. Ava has to park super far down the street and we end up having to walk nearly a mile to get to the house. We follow the faint beats of music, taking the increase of volume as a sign that we're walking the right way. The party is insane. The house is enormous and filled with people. I don't know what college parties are like because I've never been to one because I don't go to college, but I've been to a few high school parties and they were the most disgusting, horrible things ever. Just a bunch of sweaty kids in a basement, drunk and smoking weed. It's dark and bright at the same time and the music is so loud it's hard to hear myself think. The guys all look older and more muscular than the ones I'm used to seeing. They also look cleaner and hotter. This is for sure no high school party. Let's go get drinks, Ava says, grabbing my hand. I can tell she's already enjoying this. I, on the other hand, feel out of place and like people are gonna scold us for being in high school and coming to a college party. Ava drags me through the crowds and I get a few stares along the way. Oh no, they're so onto me. Ava pulls her hand from mine and walks over to a very tall, very attractive guy. He helps her prepare 2 drinks before she walks back over to me. Why would they let a guy prepare their drinks at a party where they don't know anyone? Here, she hands it to me and I see it's filled with a dark red liquid. Shrugging, I take a sip. It's sour, sweet, and bitter, and the aftertaste is horrible. At this point in my life, I had never even tasted alcohol. You guys made it. I'm distracted from my mystery drink by a familiar voice. She literally just called it a mystery drink. She doesn't even know what's in it. Okay. I turn to see Jordan. His eyes are firmly planted on me and he's giving me a strange look. It makes me uncomfortable. You look hot, he tells me, and I want to slap him. What's up with her wanting to slap every guy that like talks to her? I mean, I can kind of relate. Oh my god, am I Olivia? They go to a room where there's beer pong and people and boys and girls, blah blah blah. I decide to go and take a seat at the bar, sipping on my drink. It's not that bad and the more I drink it, the better it tastes. I watch as Ava effortlessly plays beer pong, cheering and chanting along with the other guys when she makes one in. She's so good at things like this, and all I can think about is laying in bed. Why can't I be more like her? I haven't seen you around. A male voice startles me, making me jump. I turn around to see a tall blonde guy. He's cute, but not my type at all. It's true, blondes aren't my type. Yeah, I don't live around here, is my response, and I try to make myself seem as uninterested as possible. Unfortunately, he doesn't take a hint and sits down next to me. If you read fanfiction, you know where this is going. I figured I'd remember a face like yours. He smiles at me, and I want to make a disgusted face. Why don't you come with me and I can give you a tour of this house? He gets closer to me and I can smell the alcohol in his breath. I'm fine. I sip my drink to hide my facial expression. I insist, he says. I don't want a tour of the house, I reply, my tone detached and uninterested. Take the hint, buddy. You're a little tough one, aren't you? His tone is maleficent. Next thing I know, his hand is on my wrist and his grip is tight. Get off of me, I say in disbelief. Are you kidding me? No, he surprises me by saying. I try to break free, but he's gripping me so tight that I can barely move my arm. I swear to God I will fuck. Hey baby. The voice that has been invading my thoughts for the past few days suddenly speaks. My head, along with the blonde guy, whips to the side. And there he is, looking as fine as ever. Nick. This is weird, because my brother's best friend's name is Nick. I just can't get past it. Next chapter is called Beautiful Nonetheless. Hey baby. Hey baby. Hi baby. 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 Did he just call me baby? Nick's arm snakes around my waist and he pulls me close to him. I can't ignore the way my stomach feels like it's about to explode. Girl, go to the bathroom. He smells heavenly like body wash and men's cologne. I didn't even realize it, but the blonde guy's arm is no longer on my wrist and he wears an innocent, slightly nervous expression. Nate, you know my girl? Nick says, holding me tightly against his side. I am more than confused. The blonde kid, Nate's eyes widen and look from me to Nick, back and forth. Your girl? Shit, man, I'm sorry. Nate puts his hands up as if he's innocent. Touch her again? I'll kill you. Nick's voice is icy cold and sends chills up my spine. Of course, man, I'm sorry, he says hastily. "You can go now, Nate," are Nick's last words before Nate quickly scurries away. As soon as he's gone, Nick releases me. I stand there nervously waiting for him to say something or explain what just happened. "Well, you look beautiful tonight. Showing a little too much skin, but beautiful nonetheless." Please don't ever let a boy say that to you. I'm so disgusted. I physically cannot believe I wrote that. "Do you want to explain to me what just happened?" I finally say. "I got you out of an annoying situation," he states, motioning for me to sit down next to him. I can't read. "Why didn't you just beat him up?" I joke. "Because I'm not a dick who gets into fights at parties," he says non-jokingly. "Oh." I sip the last of my drink. It's warm now and I want to spit it back into the cup, but I don't. He watches me. Good girl. I'm kidding. "Fancy seeing you for the 3rd time this week. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were stalking me. I was thinking the same thing about you." He thinks I'm stalking him? Oh, please. Then I remember the special request for me and Ava. "Please tell me you made a special request for me and Ava to come here," I hopefully say. "Please, please say yes." Special request? His eyebrows furrow at me. Oh my fucking god. I feel my stomach drop and I want to throw up. How stupid can I be? How did I not think this through? Of course it was him. Whoa, what's wrong? I look into his eyes briefly and they're a beautiful dark blue. I stand up from the chair and look around the room for Ava. She's nowhere to be seen. I have to go. I have to find Ava. I say more to myself than him. I walk away, my legs now shaky. He's here, and he knows I'm here. "Your friend?" he asks, following me. I nod, feeling frantic as I hastily walk from room to room. She's not anywhere. Fear runs through my veins as I get out my phone to call Ava. "Olivia, stop. Tell me what's going on." Nick pulls me to the side, away from all the people, into a small dark hallway. I press my phone to my ear. "Hello?" I nearly melt as I hear Ava's voice on the other side of the line. "Ava, where the hell are you?" I yell. "Calm down, I had to pee," she yells back. "Why didn't you tell me where you were going?" I ask. I look briefly at Nick, who's watching me intently. "Why do you sound so scared? Did something happen?" "Ava, the person who requested us, it's Alex," I say, knowing Nick will be confused but not caring. "What?" she screams into my ear. "Are you fucking positive?" "Yes," I reply, resting my forehead in my hand. I should have stayed home tonight. "Leave. Go to my car. I'll be there soon," she orders. "I don't know where it is, and I don't know where your keys are. It's freezing outside," I whine. I should have thought this through. It was so obvious. God damn it. "You'll leave with me," Nick interrupts. "Who's that?" Ava's voice comes through the receiver. "Nick," I quietly say. "Hot college business boy, Nick?" She yells, and I cover the speaker so Nick can't hear. "Liv, you barely know him. You can't leave with him." "Ava, put him on the phone," she demands. I reluctantly hand my phone to Nick, who takes it and places it against his ear. He looks so businesslike, holding a phone with a serious facial expression. "Yes, I know she is. I'm aware." "Okay. Yes." "All right." He hands me back the phone. "Liv, I love you. Call me when you're home safe, okay?" she says. "Love you too. I will. Bye." "Who's Alex?" Nick says, concerned. "I'll tell you in the car. Can we go?" I plead. We weave through the huge crowd of drunk people and I actually feel safe leaving with Nick. Maybe it's the fact that my mom is best friends with his dad. So let me just clear this up. She's leaving the party with a man she just met because this mysterious man, who obviously has done bad things, is at the party. So she's leaving the party with a man to get away from a man. Who wrote this? Not me. Alright guys, we've made it to the last chapter. So, do you want to tell me who Alex is? Nick says once we're in his car. It's nice. Very nice. It's black and the inside is all touchscreen, but I have no idea what type of car it is. It's kind of a heavy story. Could we go somewhere and eat or something? I don't know why, but I want him to know the story. I want someone other than Ava and my mother to know. Although, Nick is basically a stranger. Yeah, he is! We're seated in Taco Bell eating. The Taco Bell near my house is actually quite nice. It's big and clean. One of my best memories is when me and Ava came here the first and only time we got high, and it ended up being one of the best and most fun nights of my life. Alex was my only boyfriend, I start. At the beginning of sophomore year, I decided to go to a party. There were mostly seniors there, and Ava liked one of them, so we hung out with them. I ended up getting really drunk and Alex was there and he was being super sweet and I was flirting with him, I guess. He asked me if I wanted to go somewhere quieter and I said sure. To summarize it, Alex is basically her ex-boyfriend who was extremely abusive and treated her like shit and then proceeded to stalk her and ruin her life. My life sucked for a good year. I sigh, letting out a small laugh. Why would she laugh after she just told a story about her abusive boyfriend who ruined her life? Damn, that was one hell of a story, is his reply. Shocked, I look up at him and he is smiling. Not smirking, not grinning. He is giving me a genuine smile and it is contagious. Finish your food. I know somewhere else we can go, he tells me, and I do just that. She just told him her most personal, deepest, darkest story. And his response is, damn, that was one hell of a story. And he smiles at her. I'm acting like this is like a real man. Meanwhile, I wrote this. I wrote that. Oh. I'll read you guys the last author's note. Ugh, I'm so annoyed with my writing lately, and I force myself to get the chapters up just because, and I just feel like I have writer's block right now. I'm not gonna write the next chapter until I feel inspired or get more ideas. LOL. So anyways, if you're reading, do you have a favorite character? If so, who? Mine hasn't been introduced yet, so I can't say who mine is. See you soon, hopefully XO. Apparently I never became uninspired because I never finished that story or added on to it. Anywho, there was the story that I wrote when I was 14. That was like 6 years ago. I'm a different person. I hate that. But a lot of you know that I love books so much and I love reading, and I just thought it was very appropriate for me to show you some of my past works. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!